What's up guys, it's Spartacus here, and I am entering Prestige 8 here in Black Ops 6, or at least I did enter Prestige 8 back on January 4th, and of course, as always, you are going to briefly see how bad my stats are in my combat record, and how many medals I have earned so far in multiplayer. And of course, I always want to start off these videos by actually talking about the Prestige 8 rewards, and so of course, starting with the actual Prestige 8 emblem itself, it is the Raven from Black Ops 3 representing the Frozen Forest, as I'm sure most of you are aware of. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is the best Prestige emblem in the game, and it is kind of nice to see that a Prestige emblem such as this one is at a high ranking, such as Prestige 8, so I'm pretty glad to say that this emblem does exist, and it is, I think, fairly unique compared to the other emblems that we've seen. Now, sure, I know I've kind of bashed on some of the older Prestige emblems, saying there's not really much originality coming from it because we've already seen these images before. Like, we've seen an image of Ted before, you know, like the Nuketown emblem isn't really anything super unique, I guess, but I actually for some reason love the Raven emblem. I think it just makes sense as a Prestige icon to have in the game, and so especially if we're going with this reoccurring theme where we're seeing a bunch of older Black Ops titles thrown into as Prestige rewards, then I think this Prestige 8 emblem is very complementary to that. And so either way, moving on from the emblem itself, I do want to of course talk about the other rewards you get with Prestige 8, one of them being of course a Frozen Forest loading screen, which I think is definitely one of the better loading screens in the game, a Gobblegum pack, a Corvus AI animated emblem, definitely one of my favorite animated emblems in the game, and then there is a spray called Boom Train, and then the last thing you can get is the VMP Elite Blueprint, which is very complementary to Black Ops 3 as well, because the VMP being a very popular SMG in that game. And of course, the gameplay for this video is going to be me running around with this blueprint, and I just do want to clarify that for Prestige 8, you don't unlock the VMP weapon, it's just a blueprint for the Jackal PDW. The blueprint is just called VMP Elite, and so even though it would be kind of unique to unlock weapons behind Prestiges, I don't know if that would go too well with the community. And of course, if they did that, they're just going to release bundles with those weapons in them anyway, so I don't know, I guess they might as well just do it, right? Because they make a bunch of money off microtransactions already. But either way, this blueprint for the Jackal PDW, the VMP Elite, this blueprint is actually pretty good, and even though it's definitely not the best attachment setup for the Jackal, specifically because one of the attachments is an optic, and I don't think an optic is necessary for the Jackal in the first place. And so even though the attachments aren't the best for the Jackal itself, it is still a fun weapon setup to use, and it just makes you feel, it just makes you feel nostalgic of Black Ops 3 because it just looks like the VMP. And so either way, it's a pretty good blueprint as a reward for Prestige 8 nonetheless. That's everything I want to talk about when it comes to the Prestige 8 rewards. The only thing that's missing out of all this stuff is an operator skin. An operator skin by far needs to be a reward for every Prestige that you enter. I just think that just makes a lot of sense, but the blueprint for the Jackal PDW is definitely a nice piece nonetheless, so I am definitely okay with these rewards, even though there is no operator skin. And so for this next part of the video, I want to talk about the mastery camos I've earned leading up to Prestige 8. The first one I'll mention is the GPMG. I got the gold camo unlocked for multiplayer, and this gun I've noticed is pretty good at using it for strictly hipfire purposes. So if you're playing a really close quarters map such as Stakeout, like everyone else is playing, if you're running around with this gun on Stakeout, I would not ADS at all. I would find the best attachments to use to hipfire with this gun with probably the fastest fire rates, and I do mean that. Slap rapid fire on this thing with a hip fire laser attachment and you're good to go, to be honest. This thing, it slaps when it comes to hip fire. And so if you're playing Stakeout 24/7 and you don't have this gun already gold, I highly recommend just hopping onto that playlist and just hip firing only with this thing, and I promise your headshots are going to fly through like that like just so crazy fast. So honestly, that's my biggest recommendation, trying to get gold camo on this thing, especially when it comes to getting done with headshots. And so the next thing I'd like to talk about are the diamond camo I've finally unlocked in multiplayer, which is for the launchers. And so funny enough, even though this is my first time unlocking diamond camo here in Black Ops 6's multiplayer, it's also funny to think that how all the way back in Black Ops 2, when diamond camo got first introduced in the COD series, the first guns I got diamond camo unlocked for in that game were actually the rocket launchers. And so it's kind of funny to see how in this game I just happened to get the rocket launchers diamond first. And even though it took me this long to finally get them done, to be honest, I could have gotten diamond camo done a lot quicker if I really wanted to. I just really wasn't that focused on getting them done because I didn't really feel like there was a need to get them done really quickly, because I don't really want to complete the grind as quick as possible. That's pretty much why I waited this long to finally get diamond camo on something. And so I'm really just waiting until I reach Master Prestige to start unlocking all my Mastery camo. So that way all that XP is just get towards all my Master Prestige levels. And so I can just start leveling up as fast as possible and hopefully get to level 1000. I don't think it's going to be possible for me to get to level 1000, but knowing the rate I'm leveling up, it may actually be possible, but we'll have to wait and see. And then the last gun that I got Mastery camos unlocked for is the DM10. I actually got multiplayer and a Mystic Gold unlocked for this thing, so both multiplayer and zombies are done when it comes to the DM10, and so yeah, honestly, I can definitely see why the DM10 is considered the last marksman rifle you unlock in the game, and it's because it has great handling. It's really not a hard gun to use in either multiplayer or in zombies, and so I definitely felt like headshots with this thing just came naturally, and so maybe I'm just good at aiming high when it comes to marksman rifles. I'm not sure what it is. I just know with these guns that having that headshot like damage can definitely be really necessary. But yeah, DM10 definitely a really fun gun to use. It's kind of sad that I already have it done both in multiplayer and in zombies, so I'm not going to be touching it for a little while until I guess I unlock opal or diamond camo, which I guess I'm already on those challenges for the marksman rifles, so I'll probably get done with the marksman rifles relatively soon when it comes to those mastery camos. But yeah, so those are all of the mastery camos I got done leading up to Prestige 8 from Prestige 7, and that's really going to wrap up everything I want to talk about in the video. It's pretty much just Prestige 8 stuff, what mastery camos I have done, and yeah, that's pretty much it, because in my last video, I did actually talk about the COD franchise and how I kind of ranted about it and just how increasingly frustrating it is that this franchise is going nowhere in a positive direction just because it's just making money every single year, so they don't see a reason to go into a positive direction. So it's just really frustrating to know that fact, and just I understand that I just probably need to take a step back from paying so much attention to the Call of Duty franchise and just have a more casual approach to the game, which is what I've been trying to do, and I've been having a little bit more fun in that respect. And so yeah, at some point I definitely want to get done with all the mastery camos in the game, even getting 100%er for all the calling card challenges. I think that would be really fun to go for, especially in zombies, and so at some point I'll probably get all that done. But yeah, I really wish the multiplayer maps were still better. They did come out with Dealership, which I don't think is actually too bad of a map, but we definitely need some better original maps here in the game, so I hope future seasons can provide that, but we'll just have to wait and see. And of course, my competitive itch is coming back to ranked play. I haven't started playing ranked just quite yet. I'm kind of waiting till I reach Master Prestige first and get done with all the Mastery camo challenges done as well before I hop into ranked, but ranked has been like kind of sparking my interest a little bit, so I might be getting back into that. So we'll have to see if there's any content on the channel in regards to ranked play, but we'll have to wait and see. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, and I shall catch you guys later.